You've seen stalled construction sites. Those local annoyances compound, creating massive housing and infrastructure shortages across the globe. We tend to imagine a single company building a house. In reality, modern construction relies on a heavily fragmented network of specialized subcontractors. These networks carry enormous financial weight. Subcontractors account for up to 70% of a total project's value. Yet these small firms mostly operate using manual, labor-intensive practices on razor-thin margins. A single delay in their schedules ripples outward, freezing the entire site. Clearing the world's multi-billion-dollar construction backlog requires solving the efficiency problem inside these small, highly fragmented firms first. The obvious solution to this inefficiency seems to be digital technology. Tools like 3D building information modeling, IoT sensors, and artificial intelligence offer clear paths to speed things up. Companies often fall into a plug-and-play mindset. They assume buying expensive software and handing out tablets will automatically streamline operations. The reality on the ground is different. For small subcontractors, these expensive tools frequently sit completely unused in truck cabs or actively get in the way during complex installations. The tools fail because they are dropped into an organizational environment entirely lacking the structure to support them, which leaves us with a billion-dollar mystery. Why does upgrading a company's technology so often fail to actually improve its competitiveness? Researchers recently surveyed 142 subcontracting organizations in New Zealand's residential construction sector to find out what actually makes digital adoption work. This table shows the output of an automated linear model. The algorithm strictly tested every possible combination of variables from the survey to isolate the true drivers of competitive advantage. This chart highlights the model's high degree of accuracy, proving that just 5 specific predictors account for nearly 2/3 of a company's success. Looking at this data, Predictor 1 is strategic investment. Highly competitive firms avoid buying random gadgets. They invest strictly in technologies following proven trends. Predictor 2 is ethical compliance. Transparently managing digital data builds critical trust with clients and main contractors. These first 2 data points show that digital adoption requires a deliberate, trust-building strategy, not an IT spending spree. The final 3 predictors move away from hardware entirely. The data shows the most critical factors for success rely strictly on human behavior. Predictor 3 is cross-departmental knowledge sharing. Technology fails if critical data remains siloed between the plumbers, electricians, and framers. Predictor 4 is employee training. A state-of-the-art app is completely useless if the workforce lacks the specific skills to operate it on a chaotic job site. Predictor 5 is fostering digital mindsets. Leadership must actively guide company culture away from the idea that we've always done it this way toward embracing new methods. This chart illustrates how these 5 distinct factors, strategy, trust, sharing, training, and mindset, work together simultaneously to drive a firm's competitive advantage upward. The data definitively proves a subcontractor's digital success is driven by their human culture. Academics call this the socio-technical process. It is the inseparable link between social behavior and technical tools. The core rule is that technology does not fix culture. Instead, it acts as a multiplier. If a firm communicates poorly, new software just digitizes and accelerates the chaos. But if they collaborate well, the software scales their efficiency. This specific formula reflects New Zealand's residential sector. The exact impact of these variables might shift under different global economic pressures or on commercial megaprojects. But despite regional differences, the underlying rule remains ironclad. Ignoring the human element guarantees a poor return on digital investment. Unblocking the global housing crisis ultimately requires thousands of these tiny firms to successfully cross the digital divide. Buying the newest software is the easiest step in that process. Rewiring human habits is the true bottleneck of the 21st century. Technology is only ever as smart as the culture that supports it.